we are about to play a game that is truly wonderful. We are the Three Amiibros. I'm Jordan.
I'm Will.
And I'm Daniel.
And welcome to our playthrough of the wonderful 101.
Yeah.
Look at that epic wallpaper right there.
I'm excited for this. This is one of those games that seems really cool, and then it came out and it didn't get great reviews, and then I was like, oh, I guess I'm gonna have to play that, and I hear it's long, but I'm excited to watch it because I could also see it being one of those games that's like I'm really into.
It's like it got pretty good reviews.
It got like 7s.
That's still pretty good. It got
okay.
7 and 8s.
It's alright.
Well, it got 7 and 8s by like what, GameSpot and IGN or whatever, but I mean like it got pretty highly rated at other places.
It got okay reviews. But anyways, yeah, no, I'm excited. For the general complaint that it seems a lot of people had with it is that it's like cool ideas, maybe goes on a little long.
No, the most big criticism is that it's really hard. And it is really hard.
Yeah.
It's a game. So background. This is a game made by Platinum Games, which is the Bayonetta people. So if you're at all sort of into that sort of genre, you know that there is like a high skill ceiling, whereas like you have to get good or you might have a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I find a lot of Platinum games to actually be designed in such a way where, like, that is there if you want it, but, like, Bayonetta is not a super, like, you can make Bayonetta sort of easy, and, like, things like the dodge mechanic in Bayonetta are ways to make that game easier than something like, for example, Devil May Cry 3 would be, which is a game that's, like, really hard, or, like, Ninja Gaiden Black, or any of those games.
Well, yeah,
like Bayonetta, I find is actually quite a bit more inviting than those games, and that's sort of one of Platinum's strengths.
Yeah, this game, it's the only thing is like the controls in terms of like how you fight things. It's easy enough to get to grasp. It's hard to master, and regardless, the enemies will just completely wreck your shit.
I can attest to that, yes.
Yeah, so it's really hard. Once you start getting into the groove of things, it becomes sort of second nature, but it takes a little getting used to. That's the only thing. If you can sort of stick with this for like, say, the first 2 or 3 levels, like you'll go through the rest of it and be completely comfortable.
I played the demo of this last night, and my god, it literally just starts you in a level with absolutely no context. There's no cutscene, there's nothing. And it's
really?
just, I got wrecked, to put it lightly.
Game, I haven't played the demo because I got the full game, but like this explains it, perhaps not the best, but it does explain how exactly you're supposed to play this game, as you'll see in a bit.
Is there a tutorial?
Very shortly, but this game is kind of like an RTS, right? Sort of?
It's like an action version of Pikmin.
So it's an RTS, okay.
Not really.
Action version of
Pikmin's
Pikmin
like an
is a pretty good way to put it.
light, I would say. And this game seems like it's at least playing with sort of RTS-ish concepts.
Yeah, so right now we're at the beginning, we're at this long-ass bus on this
you have
highway.
direct control in this game, though. Right, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so I have to get all these kids.
Is this serving as like the pseudo tutorial?
Yes.
Okay, because this was not in a demo.
Yeah,
this would have helped.
Yeah, this probably would have helped. This is a tutorial on just like how the basic game works.
Oh man, yeah, the demo just starts you off with like you and like all 100 heroes, and it's like, okay, here you go, here's a bunch of enemies, go nuts, and I had no idea what I was looking at. But this looks cool. The presentation's pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to finally show off this game because I recorded this like forever ago, and this is hands down my favorite Wii U game. Forget Smash Brothers, forget Bayonetta, forget Breath of the Wild. This is still my favorite game on the Wii U.
It looks great.
I didn't realize this was a Kamiya joint. I didn't realize this was like mainline Platinum.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. You don't usually see him do things like this, like that are very I don't know, sort of more kid styled. Not in terms of the gameplay, but in terms of just the visual style and stuff. Something that's like very, very clean and bright and pure, like this. Not the sort of tone I would expect from Kamiya, but it's
Yeah, which kind of it disappoints me, not because of that, but because like this game is sort of built to be marketed to the West, and they just did not market this game at all.
I mean, it looks super anime-ish. I don't know what makes you say that.
You'll see in a moment, but this game would have probably done really well in the West had they actually made any sort of marketing for it.
I mean, also it's on the Wii U, which doesn't.
No, still, but this is still like basically second party because Nintendo sort of commissioned this from Platinum.
No, I'm aware. What I mean is that because it's a Wii U game, not a lot of people played it because not a lot of people bought Wii U's.
Boo.
Yeah, well, that's how you go. It's not just marketing, right? It's like, yeah, Wii U didn't do very well. They canceled it after 2 years. That's kind of a failure.
So what's the world here, Jordan? Like, are superheroes, like, a part of this universe already, or is this sort of, like, the first coming of the superhero wave?
It'll explain it in a moment. But here you go. Now it's morphing time.
Sweet.
Oh, it literally is morphing time. He's going super. Yeah, the controls for this game, I mean, based on what I experienced from the demo, wow, really, really tough learning curve.
Yeah,
like,
I'll admit there is a tough learning curve, but once it sort of clicks for you, like it becomes really, really fun.
I just found that it didn't make sense.
Extremely Beautiful Joe vibe to it.
That's it. Yeah, the comic book approach and everything. It's nice. But yeah, the controls, like, man, I honestly had no idea how to position my fingers on the gamepad because it felt like it wanted me to use two hands on like the right side so that I could use the joystick and hit the button simultaneously. And the game reminded me that the gamepad actually has a stylus with it, which I haven't used in forever.
Well, you can use the stylus with it. I just use the right stick because it just sort of is less inconvenient.
Yeah, I learned that halfway through.
I completely forgot that the Wii U even had a stylus.
Right?
Wow. You know what? I realized that Kamiya was also the director on Beautiful Joe, and so disregard my previous statement that he doesn't tend to make games that have this sort of tone, because that game very much has this tone. It is also a game that has been coming up in conversations in the past week or so, and kind of a game I really want to go back and play because I like the game a whole lot.
Beautiful Joe?
I actually didn't like Beautiful Joe.
Oh, I love Beautiful Joe. Beautiful Joe 2 is not great, but 1 is very, very cool.
But
and the PS2 version has Dante from Devil May Cry.
Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
What's with this?
Yeah, there was a bunch of games that did. Also, there's a Shin Megami Tensei where you can get Dante in it.
What?
There's like a PS2 one. It's weird.
Yeah.
What's with the Latin choir here?
So right now, you're not really commanding people. So you're just kind of running around. This basically plays like a beat 'em up, it seems.
You'll see.
When you are just going one-on-one.
Yeah, but this is basically like one of the only times you do.
Sure. Oh, I see. You're already getting your second dude.
Yeah. And this guy is basically Blue Dante.
Oh, Devil May Cry 4 Dante, I see.
But, this is Wonder Blue. He's pretty cool. He gives you the access to swords. Wonder Red gives you access to fists.
Yeah, these guys look cool as hell. So, obviously the game is called The Wonderful 101, so I assume there are 101 characters. Is that true? That's true, right?
Yes, you can recruit them gradually, or you can just sort of you can recruit citizens to be part of your army.
This is really cool. I really like this a lot.
Yeah, so this is answering your question that you had earlier. Like, there are 100 superheroes called the Wonderful 100, or 100, and they're basically like sort of the interplanetary police to defend against alien invasions, because apparently this has happened before.
And so, and the one is you, right? The player is the one. That's the shtick?
Technically, yes. It has more meaning at the end.
Okay. But,
these are basically, like, this is basically global Power Rangers.
Yeah. Okay.
And I love it.
Yeah, no, this is super cool. So are all the characters, like, I guess we'll see. I guess I should just wait and see what more of the mechanics look like, because I was curious about how much like actual difference there was between characters, and like whether they're significantly different or whether they all sort of like start to mesh together a little bit once you start having control out of all of them.
Well, you gradually get access to more what Unite Morphs, which is the little morphing thing that they do, like you'll see right now.
Sure.
And they have certain uses. Like, you don't the funny thing about this game is that none of the weapons really mesh together. All of them have, like, a certain purpose. Now, for combat, like, you can sort of alternate between, say, Wonder Red and Wonder Blue's forms, but then you get the other ones which have, like, specific uses, like a claw or a whip or a gun. So...
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
So it's like you eventually have like 100 different forms to turn into?
Not 100. You have like maybe 10. And the thing is, though, the thing is that they're all so distinct, and the enemies are also very, very difficult, like we discussed before. And it's like certain enemies will only be sort of weak against certain weapons, so you really have to know what your Unite Morphs are and how the mechanics work, and in order to fight most of these enemies.
Can I just say, all this would have been super helpful for the demo.
Yeah, okay, if the demo doesn't explain all that, that's definitely its fault.
It explains nothing, man. It just drops you right into the game, and I had no idea what I didn't know why I was drawing circles. I didn't know I was drawing straight lines. I didn't know how to activate any of these powers.
Yeah.
But now that I see it, I'm like, okay, this all makes sense.
By the way, the soundtrack for this game is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it seems pretty cool.
It's got this Latin choir.
So this team attack thing that you're doing, this is sort of like throwing people at the enemies, like it's sort of like a distance attack. Is that right?
Sort of. Yeah. This game, if you play it like on a New Game Plus mode, it gets like stupid hard.
Sure.
Yeah, I hear the difficulty really ramps up with like the bosses in this game.
Oh yeah, the difficulty is really, really high, especially later on in the game. But at the same time, though, if you die, it allows you to continue exactly where you started, so you don't have to, like, go back and fight this boss all over again. It'll, like, detract, like, it has a score, so it'll distract from your score, but at the same time, like, as soon as you die, you basically keep going, and the boss still has, like, the same health you left it with, so you can go at it as many times as you really want.
Oh,
yeah, that's a very Platinum-esque thing of just sort of like, like, let them get through the game, and it'll just be like, but they'll get a shitty thing.
So here are these citizens right here. So here are these citizens right there, and we can make a circle around them, and essentially make new wonderful ones out of them temporarily. They go away at the end of the level, though. And at the top left, you'll see a number, and that tells you, like, how many people you have.
So all the drawing is being done on the screen, obviously, on the gamepad.
Well, yes and no. For me, because just using the stylus is very inconvenient because you have to, like, take your fingers off the buttons, I just use the right stick, and that's one of the permanent wonderful ones that you get to, like, keep after the level's over.
So the right stick is always like your draw function.
Yes.
Okay.
And then once you finish drawing, you activate it using like R or something, or ZR?
What do you mean?
Because like when I was drawing something, to like complete the drawing, I'd need to hit a button, and then the power would actually activate.
A, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What is this battery thing at the top?
So the battery thing is sort of like your power. So you can it replenishes over time, but if you start overusing it, you essentially cannot use your morph anymore.
Oh, okay, so that's what controls your morph ability.
Yeah,
I see.
It's also during like boss battles, it can be very hard to manage because you have to like switch between all these different forms, and oh, no, I'm out of energy, so I have to wait or find more batteries.
So the game basically is sort of you're punching people to like get the energy, and then you're using the energy in various ways. Like it's sort of like going back and forth between those two things. Is that right?
Yeah, and here you can and you can use your wonderful ones to like build chains or ladders or other things.
This poor school bus. How long is this thing?
I don't know. That's one of the weird things about that's the worst thing about the opening level is like the school bus is like needlessly big and large, and I don't know where it was going considering that highway's not finished.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, he's gonna pull he's gonna pull a Spider-Man, isn't he?
Sort of.
Then we're just gonna have to build up the tracks and go airborne. What? Unite!
Yeah, this game is basically like if you love superheroes or you love Power Rangers, this game is basically a gigantic parody of all of them.
Yeah, it's very, very Power Rangers-y.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's very anime. It has tropes from anime, superheroes, and Power Rangers, like Sentai and stuff. It's really, really fun, and it really tries to lampoon all of them.
So, Jordan, if you're not using the gamepad to, like the touch screen to draw things, what are you using it for in this mode?
Now here's the thing. Right now, not much, but like the thing I love about this game is that it introduces new mechanics and new functions for the gamepad. It uses the Wii U's functions better than any other game on the system, and there's all sorts of different ways it uses it as like different sorts of controllers or different sorts of viewports, or even just have like little fun things going on the gamepad while you're doing stuff on the main screen. It's really, really cool.
I remember one cool part, we might see it in this level actually, but one cool part in the demo was when you go into like this warehouse, the gamepad screen actually turns into like a first-person view of what the Wonderful 101 are seeing inside the warehouse.
Yeah, that's the second. That's in our next video actually.
Oh, well, spoilers.
Yeah, and by the way, that kid is a little shit. He's like the thing I hate about this game. Like, that kid just ruins everything.
Are we gonna chase after that kid? Good.
Not yet.
Gonna teach him a lesson.
Like, the thing is, like, he's sort of introduced as like this character who's like, oh, he's just one of those like rascal little kids in like Saturday morning cartoons or whatever, who just hates the Wonderful 101. But if you actually like follow him throughout the rest of the game, like, he's just a little shit. He just causes way more trouble than he's ever worth.
Wait, throughout the whole game? Does he have like a story arc?
He has a story arc. It's actually a very big part of the game, and it's probably the least satisfying part of it.
I'm looking forward to it. So I saw in a very easy mode, and normal. Is there a hard mode once you finish the game for the first time?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and the hard mode is just bonkers.
Yeah, that's also a very platinum-y type thing.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you got a trophy. Congrats.
Yep.
The Wonderful 101.
So we're done the prologue level.
This game's got a great vibe. I love the loading screen. The fact that it's got like a little jingle to it.
Yeah, well, tune in next time and we will see the actual first level of the Wonderful 101.